Whoever hears his name must repeat the slogan and follow the comrades. These were the chilling words spoken by Saddam Hussein, words that ignited what is now known as the Massacre of the Comrades. Saddam Hussein's ascent to power in Iraq was a masterclass in political maneuvering, strategic alliances, and brutal force. The key moment in his rise was the 1968 coup, which brought the Ba'ath Party to power and paved the way for Saddam to become the unchallenged leader of Iraq. But to understand how he got there, we need to look at the background of Iraqi politics and the Ba'ath Party. The Ba'ath Party, founded in the 1940s, was a pan-Arab socialist movement aimed at unifying the Arab world under a vision of secularism, modernization, and socialism. In Iraq, the Ba'ath Party was just one of many factions competing for power in a country that had been politically unstable since the overthrow of the monarchy in 1958. Saddam Hussein joined the Ba'ath Party in the 1950s and quickly rose through the ranks. His organizational skills, ruthlessness, and unwavering loyalty to the party's leadership made him a key figure in its underground operations by the mid-1960s. In 1963, the Ba'ath Party briefly seized power in Iraq, only to be overthrown later that year by a coalition of military officers and rival political groups. After their ouster, the Ba'athists worked tirelessly to rebuild their organization, infiltrating key institutions like the military and security services. By 1968, Iraq was under the rule of President Abdul Rahman Arif, whose government was widely seen as weak and ineffective. This created the perfect opportunity for the Ba'athists to strike. On July 17, 1968, the Ba'ath Party, with the help of sympathetic military officers, launched a bloodless coup. Key military units, including the Republican Guard, seized control of government buildings, communication centers, and other strategic locations in Baghdad. President Arif was forced to resign and was exiled to Turkey. The Ba'ath Party declared a new government, with Ahmed Hassan al-Bakr as president and Saddam Hussein as his vice president. In the late 1970s, relations between Iraq and Syria began to improve significantly. This was largely due to Egyptian President Anwar Sadat's decision to sign the Camp David Accords with Israel in 1978. Syrian President Hafez al-Assad saw this as a betrayal, as it effectively removed Egypt from the Arab-Israeli conflict. In response, al-Assad reached out to Iraq, calling for a unified effort against Israel. The two countries began taking steps toward unity, agreeing to merge some of their institutions with the goal of complete integration. In 1978, the Ba'ath parties of Iraq and Syria even signed a joint national action charter. However, this unity project quickly turned sour. The plan proposed unifying Iraq and Syria under one leadership, with Ahmed Hassan al-Bakr as president and Hafez al-Assad as vice president. The two leaders would alternate the presidency annually. But this arrangement posed a serious problem for Saddam Hussein, who was then vice president of Iraq. If the unity plan succeeded, Saddam would be pushed further from power. Saddam wasn't about to let that happen. On July 16, 1979, he forced Ahmed Hassan al-Bakr to resign, citing health reasons. Al-Bakr had been Saddam's mentor and had helped him rise through the ranks of the Ba'ath Party, but by this point Saddam no longer needed him. With al-Bakr's resignation, Saddam assumed the presidency and became the unchallenged leader of Iraq. But Saddam's rise to power wasn't complete yet. To secure his position, he orchestrated one of the most brutal purges in modern history. On July 22, 1979, Saddam convened a meeting of the Ba'ath Party's leadership at their headquarters in Baghdad. Hundreds of high-ranking officials attended, unaware of what was about to unfold. The atmosphere was tense. Saddam lit a cigarette and began speaking about treason and conspiracy within the party. He accused several members of the Revolutionary Command Council of plotting with Syria to overthrow the regime and hand Iraq over to Hafez al-Assad. One by one, Saddam called out the names of the alleged traitors. Each person named was escorted out of the hall by security forces to face their fate. Saddam demanded that they repeat the party's slogan before being taken away, a cruel final act of humiliation. Two party members objected to the farce, but Saddam coldly ordered them to leave the hall. As each comrade was removed, some attendees applauded, unaware that they might soon face the same fate. The entire event was broadcast on Iraqi television, showcasing Saddam's sadism and his desire to instill terror in the hearts of his people. In the end, 22 of the accused were executed, while others were imprisoned or exiled. The executions were carried out swiftly and publicly, sending a clear message. No one was safe from Saddam's wrath. The charges of treason and conspiracy were baseless, with no prior warning or evidence. The accusations relied solely on alleged confessions from Muhyiddin al-Shamari, who was also executed less than 48 hours later. For the remaining members of the Ba'ath Party, the purge instilled a deep sense of fear. They spent the rest of Saddam's rule trying to prove their loyalty to avoid meeting the same fate. As for the Iraqi people, the massacre left them in a state of shock and silent resentment. Saddam's oppressive rule ensured that no one dared to openly oppose him. The writer Christopher Hitchens later compared the purge to the Night of the Long Knives in Nazi Germany, calling it the moment Saddam became the absolute master of Iraq. This massacre was a calculated step in Saddam's quest to hold power with an iron fist. If you found this video informative, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay updated on future episodes. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think about Saddam Hussein's rise to power? See you in the next episode. Politica Historia.